my story, Rafting with the Wild. So 3 friends and I, a few summers back, it was right after senior year in high school, we decided to go rafting, and it was the rapid rafting, not just like floating down the Eau Claire River here. So there was a local business about 50 miles out of my hometown where they offered to pick you up and give you a ride, back to your vehicles. But of course, me and my friends, we wanted to save some money, so we decided to bring our own rafts. Here are a few pictures of the rafts that we brought with us. So when we got to the river, we parked one of our vehicles about 5 miles down at a little restaurant where we were supposed to get off at. We then drove back to the landing, loaded our rafts and our supplies into these rafts along with our own selves. We headed down the river, and about 1.5 miles in, the center one and the one on the left had popped. As you can see, they don't look as durable as the one on the right. So we grabbed all the supplies from there, threw it into that one, along with 4 other humans. As you can see, it's only a 2-man raft. So, we were all fighting for, room and stuff like that. We continued down the river about, a few miles in. Again, we stopped a few times, for scenic outlooks, stuff like that. And eventually, it became dark out. So we were then forced to pull our tube over and stay in the woods for the night. And us city boys were like, wow, we really have to do this. We only got our swim trunks, and it's like 58 degrees. And sleeping in the woods is just not our style. So I stayed up all night. I like to consider myself the bear watcher that night. And all my friends went to bed. When sunrise came, I woke one of my buddies up. We then headed down the river on foot. We said, forget the raft, we'll leave it with the other 2 guys. When they wake up, they can try to find the landing where we were supposed to go the night before. So eventually, about 3 hours into our walk, we found a little clearing about like this big in the weeds next to the river, and we started following it, and as we followed it, it started widening out. 45 minutes in, we ended up running into a Boy Scout camp. And we all felt like we were dying because we haven't ate the night before, we were super dehydrated. And so we ran up to the main leader and we told him that, if you don't help us, we're going to die, and we're just saying all this stuff, and all these little kids are around, so he's like trying to pull us aside, but we're like, you don't understand, man. So he brings us back up to the main lodge where he calls the police. So the police are coming, and then he allowed us to use the phone so we could call, our relatives to come pick us up. When the police arrived, we just had to write a report. We ended up heading home, eating a big meal, and the lesson learned here was, don't try to save money in a situation like this, and rafting wasn't the greatest experience of my life.